Do you know why remarrying after 70 often leads to more regret than happiness? At this stage of life, love can feel comforting, even healing. But what many people don't realize is that after 70, the risks of remarriage change completely. What looks like companionship at first can slowly turn into stress, loss, and deep regret. For many seniors, remarriage feels like a second chance. Someone to talk to share meals with, to ease the loneliness. And that desire is completely human. But before walking down the aisle again, it's important to understand what's really at stake. One of the biggest risks is financial vulnerability. After decades of hard work, you've built savings, a home, a pension, maybe even a legacy for your children. One legal signature can quietly put all of that at risk. Marriage doesn't just join hearts, it joins finances, debts, benefits, and obligations. Even if your new partner has good intentions, their financial history becomes part of your life. Many seniors don't realize that remarriage can affect Social Security benefits, survivor income, or medical assistance. Some discover too late that a monthly check they depended on is suddenly gone. Inheritance plans can also change overnight, redirecting assets away from children and grandchildren. What was meant to be love can become a source of anxiety and shame, especially when independence begins to slip away. Then there's the weight of health responsibility. When you remarry after 70, you're not just gaining a partner, you're often taking on their health journey too. At an age when your own body needs attention, rest, and care, you may find yourself back in a role of caregiver. Managing appointments, medications, mobility, and emotional support can quietly drain your energy. Caregiving doesn't always begin dramatically. It starts small, helping here and there, but over time, it can become overwhelming. Many older caregivers neglect their own health, skip checkups, sleep less, and slowly fade under the weight of responsibility. Love doesn't disappear, but exhaustion replaces joy. Legal complications are another hidden danger. Remarriage later in life can completely reshape wills, inheritance rights, and medical decision-making. In many cases, a new spouse gains legal authority, even over adult children who know your wishes best. This can lead to painful family conflicts, court battles, and lasting resentment. What feels like a fresh start can unintentionally create chaos for the people you love most. That's why clarity matters more than romance at this stage of life. Asking hard questions isn't unloving. It's wise. There's also the quiet loss of personal freedom. After 70, freedom becomes priceless. The freedom to follow your own routines, enjoy silence, rest when you want, and live at your own pace. Remarriage can slowly chip away at that freedom through compromise, expectations, and emotional labor. At this age, habits are deeply rooted, and that's not a flaw, it's earned wisdom. But sharing space again means adjusting, explaining, and sometimes giving up the peace you worked so hard to create. What once felt like partnership can begin to feel like pressure. Financial entanglement is another reality many underestimate. In later life, money represents security, not ambition. When finances merge, debts, obligations, and family expectations follow. Without careful planning, decades of stability can unravel faster than expected. Many seniors later admit they wanted companionship, not complexity. They wanted warmth, not worry. And by the time they realized cost, it was already too late. By the time we reach our 70s, we've lived full lives. We've loved, lost, sacrificed, and endured. At this stage, life becomes less about gaining more and more about protecting what truly matters. Loneliness is real, but remarriage is not the only answer. Companionship can come from friendships, family, community, and even learning to enjoy your own company. Peace doesn't always come with a wedding ring. Some people later realize they weren't lonely. They were simply unused to stillness. And in that stillness, there's freedom. Freedom to live without explanation. Freedom to choose yourself. After 70, you don't owe anyone proof of worth. You've already earned it by surviving, growing, and arriving here. Before saying, I do, again, pause and ask yourself what you truly deserve. You deserve peace. You deserve security. You deserve a life that feels lighter, not heavier. Whatever choice you make, let it come from self-trust, not pressure or fear. Because the most precious years of your life deserve protection, clarity, and grace.